Hello and welcome to Where the Living Room Used to Be, a podcast about Rhode Island's music scene. Hey everyone, it's James. On this bonus episode, Paul Dube explains what friends like Atwater and Donnelly mean to him, the skill needed to be a good sideman, and the gratification of jamming with others. If you like the episode and have been enjoying the show in general, please do me a favor and leave a positive review wherever you listen to your podcasts. It would really mean a lot. Thanks. Is there a piece of music advice that someone, say like a mentor or other band member or someone that was kind of around your circle that passed along that you'd like to share?
Not as much as what I learned really more from observation in terms of, like I said, I mean, my music experience is really a social one. Mm-hmm. So having seen my father, as good as my father was as a player, and I was like able to see him, play in the band. The one thing I never saw my father take the accordion at home and play it for himself. So I mean, when he started the accordion, it was because he just wanted to play.
Yeah.
But when life caught up and you're raising 3 kids and you're working 3 jobs, and 2 of those jobs are using the accordion to make money, I never really saw my father just pick up the accordion just to have fun.
Oh, okay.
When he put it down, when he had a job change and he picked it up later in life again, just to play for himself. But so I never really got to see him, do it as enjoyment, and I never got to see him do it to get together with other people just to make music, which is what I do. So it's a really different motivation. And so it kind of put a little bit of fear in me to think that, if you take up music for work, maybe it kind of takes the fun out of it,
Yeah, okay.
So I had that, I had that kind of, not like I was ever looking to aspire to be a professional musician, but I had that mindset. And one of the ways that got dispelled for me was with people like Atwater and Donnelly. Mm-hmm. Is part of the Peep Toad Coffee House, we would have an annual festival. I forget what they called it. Maybe that was called the Foster Folk Festival. Maybe we stole the idea stole the name that wasn't being used from the other festival. But anyways, it would be like an all day thing. We'd have workshops all day. So someone like Aubrey, she'd be teaching a songwriting workshop at one part of the day, teaching a clogging workshop at some part of the day, teaching a banjo workshop at some part of the day. And when she wasn't teaching a workshop, she'd be dancing someplace, or she'd be playing someplace. And when the music that they were obligated to play stopped, they would just go play someplace else. Yeah. And it opened my eyes into, if you approach the music the right way, it can be a job, it can be serious, people like that, but doesn't mean it has to lose the fun. Mm-hmm. And I still see that today. I saw Atwater and Donnelly at the Solstice Festival that they do up in Cumberland. Yeah. And so I was at
Diamond Hill Park.
At Diamond Hill Park, yeah. I was in the session tent, that Bob Druin runs as part of that, and Aubrey and Elwood, had finished their gig, and what did? They came to the session tent. And Aubrey put out her plywood stage and started dancing and playing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch Aubrey dance, it's a pretty physical thing. But I mean, there's just that much love for the music and enjoyment for the music that it can always be fun. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's just through observation and my approach to music.
Yeah.
Of it not being something that I sit around. I like to take my instrument out and play all the time, but it's my motive at the end for all of what I do musically is for the social part, to be able to take that and play with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's changed, it's changed how I don't sit around, if I'm not going to sit around and learn a song unless I can take that song to the next jam and use it, because that's
what you're doing.
That's why I'm learning a song.
Yeah. But from your experience being a sideman and booking shows and playing bluegrass and Irish music and everything like that? Is there something that you would pass along to someone else, being in that role for decades?
Well, from the bluegrass thing, and I would say, as an adult, because most of the people that come, like I said, are a little bit older, which is not a requirement, but, if you've got any kind of interest in making music with others and you have access to a bluegrass instrument, or what you play as a guitar or a mandolin or fiddle, dobro or banjo or bass, it's so easy to connect with people and so easy to just get into that world. And there's so many opportunities around here that what it's done for me in terms of the social aspect. I mean, all the friends I've made through this music, but just the release that can give you, to have a good Friday night jam at the end of the week, it's quite therapeutic. Mm-hmm. And as far as, the sideman thing, and part of jamming bluegrass and part of being a sideman that someone would actually want is really comes from the same place as just playing with your ears, playing with your ears wide open.
Okay.
It's easy to kind of get into your own world when you're playing because you're listening to what you're doing. You have to be, your ears have to be open to what are all the rest of the instruments doing,
Yeah.
Because my part can't be independent. I can't be taking a little lick at the end of a vocal phrase if that's where the fiddle player is going to be. So, I can, if I'm in a jam with the fiddle player, I can count on, just because of the caliber of the people, I can count on the fact that fiddle player is listening to me if I'm playing harmonica, which is not necessarily a traditional bluegrass instrument, but will fit in a jam as long as you're tasteful. But they're both instruments that can have long tones, so they both can be in the same lane.
Yeah.
So you need to make room for the other person.
Yeah.
So no matter what the instrument is, you have to be kind of thinking about that. How does it fit into whatever the ensemble of the rest of the instruments are?
Yeah.
And in the bluegrass jam setting, like at a festival, that can change from song to song.
Yeah.
If you're having a jam in your friend's house, well, it's the same musicians from beginning to end. But if you're out in an open field, people come and go.
They drop in, they drop out, whatever else.
Yeah, so the jam takes on.
Go check out a set of someone that's on the main stage.
Yeah. So, maybe you're the only fiddle player for this song, but maybe the next song there's two fiddle players, and now those two fiddles have to
know where they're going to
play together. And it doesn't have to be interruptive, and it doesn't have to be competitive. It just be tasteful and play with your ears open, and you can make really nice stuff together.
That's cool.
Even I've been in jams with another harmonica player, and if you're open-minded, you can do the same thing. That doesn't seem to make sense off the top, when you think about it, but it's a jam. It's just you're having fun.
Yeah.
And if you're both working off each other, it can open up avenues that you might not anticipate going into it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is part of the whole joy of that improvisational nature.
Yeah.
You don't really know what's going to come out on the other end.
Perfect.
And it might not always be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's more important than, obviously you want to be as proficient as you can, but you can be the flashiest player. But if you are in an ensemble and your motive is to get as many flashy notes in there and impress the hell out of people, it's not really going to be a good jam, and it's not going to do the other musicians a whole lot of good. My idea, if I was playing with a songwriter, is my goal there is to make that song and that person sound as good as they can at that time. So I'm playing the music as if I'm listening to it as a recording.
Yeah.
And if I was listening to this recording, what would the accordion or harmonica do right now? Nothing. There's enough going on. So I'm just going to stop playing for a little while and wait until I think there's I'm needed, or there's a place for me to go.
Yeah.
Sometimes
just playing to the song, knowing where you need to be and not just being your skills are off the charts and you can, quote unquote melt faces with your, solo ability, but if it doesn't lend itself to the song you're playing, it's just going to derail everything.
Right.
Make everyone probably pissed to be like, all right, cool, you can play every note. Awesome. But now this song sucks,
Yeah, really cool, Paul.
Yeah.
I hope that was good for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
can we get back to what we were doing before we just, showed off,
Yeah, so it's really got nothing to do with how many notes. It's, which ones and
makes sense.
And, there's a nice tone and a few spare notes and with some really nice tone that are in the right place that just helped enhance the whole feel of the song.
Nice.
It lifts the songwriter up because they have, that brings energy into the way they're going to sing that next phrase.
Yeah.
So.
And what would you say inspires you? Is it, it can be anything just in life, but is there anything that you'd like to share from an inspirational standpoint?
Well, what inspires me, and maybe this is redundant, what inspires me to get to do, go out and play in a jam, especially in the bluegrass setting, is really just that, what you get out from that collaboration. Mm-hmm. I was at friend Dan Parker's last night. That's my regular Friday spot when I can get out, and when it's the right amount of people, it's this nice small circle of 7 or so people and everyone's being tasteful and everyone can hear, man, that the music is just spectacular. We're all playing better than any of us individually could play. Yeah. And every song's going to come out different than it did the last time because it's unique in that one moment. Yeah, it seems like that unknown is, at least from hearing it on this side of the table, so to say, that's an intriguing thing, and it's just something that is not familiar to me. Like, I've played structured songs and a lot of it is like trying to get it and be, as tight as possible, whether it's, in the, Celtic punk band I'm playing in or the indie rock band or whatever else, but just being really tight, having those stops. But that draw, that unknown of like, we're just going to get together and see what happens. We know it's going to be good, but like, I don't know what notes I'm going to play tonight. And it's, I don't know what this, where this is going to go, or who's going to take what solo at what point is like a really intriguing thing, And even like, not only not knowing what notes are going to come out tonight, I'll be in the song waiting for my turn to solo and not know what notes are going to come out next, and intentionally not think ahead where I'm going to go, think ahead like where I'm going to start and then see what happens after that, That's incredible. That's cool. Yeah. And like I said, with the harmonica is the instrument I'm most comfortable doing that with. I don't know, maybe it's the one I've played the most, but it's just the one that, I can connect. I've always been able to connect with more in that improvisational mode. And I don't know why. Maybe part of it's because it's not visual. I mean, it's one instrument that you can't show what you're doing really, or even see what you're doing. Yeah. It's in your mouth. You don't even see it. And, you're obviously not seeing what's happening inside your mouth. Yeah, you're not looking at your hands and what, where your fingers are on the fretboard But everything you're getting, the tone you're getting out of it is all happening inside your mouth and your throat. Wow. So. Well, fantastic. Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening. In the full podcast, Paul talked a little bit about his songwriting and how that fits in with his overall music career. Well, I am fortunate to have some of his unreleased rough cuts from a few of the songs that he's written, and wanted to share one with you. This next song is called Hitchhiker, and I hope you enjoy.
I saw a hitchhiker out on the road, but I didn't stop because I'm told he might just be some crazy you don't know. So I left him standing on the road, looking back over his shoulder, thinking how it's lonesome on the road. See those faces in the crowd, wearing smiles, they don't care about the who or what, or where or when and how. Just play the tunes so they can dance, they're all just looking for a chance to live and laugh and roll on down the road. Down the road, it may be rough and rocky, yellow brick or paved with gold, and who knows, you just might live until you're old. And if you should hang on for your life, you just might find a place to stop and stay a while, out somewhere on the road. He won't stand and fight, someday just might, because you never know what's waiting down the road. Until now he's had it handed on a plate, so he's scared to think what might be waiting somewhere, someday, sometime down the road. Down the road, maybe rough and rocky, yellow brick or paved with gold, and who knows, you just might live until you're old. And if you should hang on for your life, you just might find a place to stop and stay a while, out somewhere on the road. On the road, it may be rough and rocky, yellow bricked or paved with gold, and who knows, you just might live until you're old. And if you should hang on for your life, you just might find a place to stop and stay a while, out somewhere on the road. Yeah, if you should hang on for your life, you just might find a place to stop and stay a while, out somewhere on the road.